By the way, this is one of those things, Jared, where he's like, the meme, nobody at all, and then someone put, and then there's a colon, and then they say something, that meme. Trump decided to pipe in about this.
Yeah, so after Reiner and his wife, Michelle, were killed, Trump put a big, long post on Truth Social, which the posts there are called truths. Did you know that? So the president...
I just assumed it was just... They weren't called anything because it is really just Trump's personal squawk box at this point. Is anyone else posting on that site?
More than you would think. It's like... I'm in New York for something with open measures, and like we have a bunch of Truth Social data, and that site's more bumping than you would think. But yeah, the posts, if you post there, you're truthing something, and if you share someone else's post, you're retruthing it. So I should say Trump truthed that Reiner and his wife were killed, quote, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome.
That's all caps.
He said that Rob Reiner was, quote, known to have driven people crazy, again, all caps, by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, referring to himself in third person here, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, which I cannot do impressions. That was as close as you're going to get from me to a Trump impression, but his post was not very popular. A lot of Republicans in Congress have disavowed, sometimes explicitly, or at the very least, walked off support for this statement. All kinds of right-wing social media personalities, even the most sycophant, bootlicking lapdogs of MAGA media were like, this is wrong. We shouldn't do this. And a reporter asked him about it at the White House this week, and Trump doubled down. Here's a clip of that.
Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. It was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country.
Yeah. This is
a big one, I think.
And again, he referred to himself in third person again.
Right.
He was not a fan of Trump, said Trump.
He sounds worse. He sounds worse when he's saying it than when he's posting. Because when when people are posting and they shit post, which is essentially what Trump did there, there's always an opportunity to write it off as a shit post, right? You can always just say like, I was just blown off steam. It was an inappropriate joke or whatever. Or just like, I said what I said, may you rest in peace, whatever it is.
Yeah. Or if it's really bad, if you're the president or a politician, you can be like, a staffer wrote this and like, it wasn't right. We offer condolences, whatever, But to hear him say it in his voice.
Well, I think actually in our analysis, we should point out that Trump has never apologized for anything, which is his MO, right? That he doesn't do that. Nor does it seem like he thinks it's necessary to apologize here. The reason why I think this is important for us to talk about is because this is fucking diabolical. This is one of the more insane statements I have ever actually seen from Trump, and that's actually saying something. I know he says crazy stuff all the time.
The statement in between the lines here is that Rob Reiner had it coming, getting killed by his son.
No, this is fucking crazy, dude. This is crazy.
Why? Because because he was an outspoken critic of him.
Let's talk about the context in which he also said this, because we're going to get into that more in a second, because I really do think that this is indicative of some serious trouble for these people. This post actually is indicative of trouble for these people, because I think it reveals an atrophying of this guy's mind and also of MAGA in general. Context here. The economy is not doing well. Okay, that's one thing. People increasingly associate Trump with pedophilia. We don't know exactly what he did or didn't do with Epstein, right? We know that he was associated with him. And we've seen photographs now, and the photographs, I don't know if you've seen that photograph where it's like all the girls' like face is kind of blacked out. It looks like a hidden Aphex Twin single or something like that. It looks like album
they're
art.
calling it like one of the guiltiest photos that's ever existed.
It's like, I mentioned the Aphex Twin because that something deliberately to look surreal and dark at the same time. Something that make you feel like you're in like you went to bed on hallucinogens and had a bad dream. Right.
Yeah, because there's even something to the aesthetic of it, right? Because it's like a photo that was like clearly photocopied and then like scanned again and re-uploaded. So it's like it feels like kind of broken a little bit, you know?
Yes. Like end of the Blair Witch Project type thing.
Which normally goes fucking hard. But the context,
right? But you don't want your president in the you don't want your president to look like he's in some sort of fucking like nightmare scenario. So people are seeing that. They don't like that. Independents don't like that. I don't think MAGA people like the Epstein stuff. You have this nightmarish boat scandal, which we've covered on Posting Through It, which is so scary. It's so scary and fucking crazy, right? People are repeatedly subjected to this idea that people saw fishermen, bomb them, and when they didn't die and were crawling for life, bomb them again. Like, it is a really dark thing, right? Everything about MAGA right now is associated with predator, violence, scary, dark, bad, right? Like everything in the culture. There's nothing happy.
And what do you have to show for it? Everything is getting more expensive.
Sure.
The promised opportunity has not come.
Yes.
I mean, just on Tuesday, JD Vance was talking, and it's like, how do we make housing more affordable? We get rid of all the, he calls them illegal immigrants, as if people who are not authorized to work in the United States are buying houses. I don't know if you've like opened Zillow lately and seen what a house goes for. I'm sorry, you're telling me people that like cannot legally secure a mortgage, like they're buying houses in cash? Are you kidding? But like everybody knows,
on top of that,
I think the reason you can't, like the reason you can't afford to buy a house is the same fucking reason that JD Vance is the vice president of the United States.
Yeah, and boomers are kind of aging out, and every generation down is having a harder time buying houses and buying basically anything. So it's dark, it's ugly, and in the middle of this guy somehow he sees someone stabbed to death by his own son, who happened to dislike Trump. He happened to criticize Trump. He happened to be a liberal. He was an outspoken liberal his whole career. It's easy to just blow it off and just say, like, we all love Stand By Me and just fucking forget about it, right? He sees this situation, right? There's blood. The blood is still on the floor. People are horrified by this murder, by the way. It's so scary. A son kills his parents. It's just, it's so scary. It's like, it's scary to everybody. Everybody wants to hug their family when they hear stuff like this.
Yeah.
This happens,
just complete nightmare fuel.
And this guy sees this in the state with the way things are going. And you know that Trump is aware. He's so aware of criticism. He sees people all around him criticizing him. And what he does is gloat about a guy's fucking murder, about another celebrity of his age, his murder. it's much bigger than just a shitty post that people didn't like. It is the biggest crack in the facade of MAGA that I have seen all year, or actually throughout the whole second term. And that's like a weird thing. It is an unforced error, the likes of which I can't even imagine. It's like quite literally like he's on offense and he's got the ball and he throws it directly into the defense, like to someone on purpose. Like, I can't understand why no one stopped him from saying something like this.
It's because he fires everybody who tells him no.
I mean, that's true. But even those people, and we're going to get into this with the Susie Wiles thing in a second, before having some fun with some really stupid internet shit. I can't imagine anybody around him, even Stephen Miller. I dare I say even Stephen Miller must be wincing at this one. Because you just don't say anything. Just focus on your messaging. Why would you? It's murder. It's murder of an elderly couple.